Imagine driving down a quiet stretch of highway at dusk. The road is empty, the trees press in on either side. And then you see it. A shoe. Just one. A single sneaker lying by the guardrail, its laces still tied. A mile later, another. Then another. Different sizes, different colors, different brands, but always just one shoe. Never a pair. Never explained. This is not an urban legend. This is real. For years, along a lonely stretch of highway in Washington state, police, commuters, and long-haul truckers have reported hundreds of single shoes scattered along the roadside. Men's shoes, women's shoes, even children's shoes. Some are nearly new, some pristine, as if they had been carefully placed. Yet the mystery remains. Why shoes? Why only one? And why here? Tonight, we dive deep into the highway of shoes. A mystery with no clear beginning, no clear end, and no explanation that satisfies the chilling unease it leaves behind. The first reports came quietly, filed by Washington State Patrol officers in the late 1990s. Drivers began phoning in unusual sightings. A sneaker lying alone at mile marker 221. A child's sandal, neatly tied, resting in the gravel near an exit ramp. By the mid-2000s, it was no longer an isolated incident. Shoes were being found regularly. Size 12 men's boots. Bright red women's heels. Tiny sneakers, laces double-knotted, like they'd come straight off a playground. What unnerved police wasn't just the number, it was the condition. The shoes weren't dirty, shredded, or weather-beaten. Most looked fresh, almost staged. Some still had price tags. Others were found with socks neatly tucked inside. And always it was just one, never the pair. Like any unsolved mystery, theories sprouted fast. The simplest explanation: someone was using the highway as a dumping ground. Maybe a shoe store discarding rejects. Maybe a prank. But when investigators tracked local shoe retailers, no shipments were missing. No stores admitted to tossing merchandise. And the variety of shoes, different brands, decades, styles, didn't line up with a single source. Locals began whispering about a shoe collector. Someone obsessed, leaving their unwanted halves on the road. But that still didn't explain the pristine condition, nor why this stretch of Washington highway and nowhere else seemed to be the chosen spot. Police began to ask, were these shoes evidence? Could they be linked to crimes? Runaways? Abductions? Yet no missing persons cases in the area aligned with the shoes. Not a single shoe recovered could be matched to a known victim. It was like they simply appeared. By the 2010s, journalists picked up the story. They mapped the locations. The shoes weren't random. They formed a line, stretching for nearly 30 miles of roadway. And they weren't clumped. They were spaced apart. One here, one there, just far enough to unnerve drivers who began to anticipate what might lie ahead. Truckers spoke of seeing them at dawn, their headlights sweeping across a lone sneaker in the fog. Families driving at night described the eerie sensation of déjà vu. Didn't we just pass that same shoe a mile back? But the strangest detail? The shoes seemed to reappear. Even after police cleared dozens of them, new ones would turn up within weeks. Never dumped in piles. Always one at a time. Then came the chilling whispers. Some locals tied the shoes to cult activity. Theories suggested the shoes were left as ritualistic markers. In folklore, shoes often symbolize the soul, the journey, or the presence of the dead. One local pastor told reporters, "If you're seeing shoes lined across a path, it's like breadcrumbs, but for spirits." Could it be an occult practice, signaling territory or sacrifice? No direct evidence has ever supported the claim. But the symbols carved into some roadside signs, strange markings resembling runes, fueled speculation. And for those who drove the highway late at night, headlights catching on a child's tiny shoe, it was impossible not to feel the chill. By 2015, Washington State Patrol acknowledged the mystery publicly. Officers confirmed they had collected hundreds of single shoes over the years. None were tied to crimes. None were linked to known dump sites. But even the police admitted they had no explanation. Reporters asked, why not stake out the highway, watch for the shoe dropper? Troopers tried. Patrol cars monitored the stretch on random nights. Nothing. No one caught in the act. One officer summed it up best. It's as if the shoes come from nowhere. The highway of shoes became more than a mystery. It became folklore. Parents told children ghost stories about the shoes. Teenagers dared each other to walk the stretch at night. For commuters, the shoes became landmarks. See you after the red sneaker curve. And for the unlucky few, drivers who stopped out of curiosity, the experience was still stranger. One man pulled over to inspect a black loafer. He swore it was warm to the touch. Another woman claimed she found a shoe filled with water, though the road was bone dry. Whether exaggerated or not, the story spread. Today, the highway of shoes is an internet mystery. Reddit threads and YouTube forums debate endlessly. Some say it's an art project, a guerrilla installation meant to provoke thought about consumerism, loss, or memory. Others insist it's tied to trafficking or smuggling routes, a way for criminals to leave coded markers. A darker theory connects it to the legend of the Salish Sea human feet mystery, where severed feet in sneakers washed ashore for years. Could the shoes on the highway be symbolic echoes of that chilling case? And of course, paranormal theories persist. Portals, spirits leaving traces, or the highway itself being a place where reality thins. The question that remains, why shoes? Shoes carry deep symbolism. They are personal, tied to identity. A shoe without its pair feels incomplete, unsettling. It suggests absence, loss. Anthropologists point out that across cultures, shoes are used in burial rituals, superstitions, even curses. A single shoe can mean departure or death. Was the highway of shoes designed to unsettle us on purpose? As of today, the highway of shoes remains unexplained. Police no longer actively investigate. Locals still find shoes occasionally, posting photos online. The stretch of highway has become a kind of roadside legend, an unsolved mystery hiding in plain sight. And the truth? We may never know who or what placed those shoes. So next time you're driving a lonely road and your headlights sweep across a single, solitary shoe, ask yourself, is it trash? A prank? A clue? Or something darker? Because on Washington's highway of shoes, the only certainty is that there's no explanation.